Okay. So today's we're going to close off a simple tutorial on building the contact form. So yesterday we actually what we did yesterday was the HTML and CSS, styling with CSS of this contact form, and we saw how we can actually build a contact form. So today we are going to finish off the contact form, just a small project. So with this one, what we are going to do is that we are going to link the contact form with our Excel sheet, so that whatever details we are going to enter while whatever details we are going to capture on our contact form from the front end side of from the web, we are going to capture and store those details within Google Sheets. Okay, that's what we're going to do today. And for us to achieve that, we have to integrate we have to use JavaScript for event listening, and so that we're able to capture this and store those details in the Excel sheet. Okay, so that's what we're going to cover today, and let's see how we are going to do that. Okay, so for a start, maybe you can just make sure you have your Google Sheets. So you can have one Google sheet, then maybe and give it a name. Okay, so once that is done, then I'll first write the code. I'll first write the code, then I'll show you how we can integrate this using the different. We have to get a URL from Google Sheets that we are going to integrate within our the JavaScript code. So maybe you can start with that one. So for us to actually integrate this, just give me a minute. So for us to actually integrate this, so for us to actually integrate this on your on your Excel sheet. So these are the things that you need to first do. So don't mind this. Just so these are the things that you need to do. So the first thing is to go to your extensions, then the app script. Okay, so extensions, app scripts. So you click on the app script, then it will take you to this page. Okay, so this is the code that we are using. So this one is the code that you are going to I'll call it a script event listener. So you create some form of an event listener that will actually will be an event listener that will actually once we click the submit details, it's able to capture that information. So an event listener. So this is a function. Then we're creating some sort of a variable. So the spreadsheet app.get active spreadsheet. Okay. Then we get the data sent from the HTML form. So from the HTML form, you're going to enter some type of data, and that is what is going to be captured. So this is get the data from that. Then we create a timestamp. So remember, on our form, we don't have an input details concerning time. So that's what we will be creating that on our backend. So this is the create the timestamp for when that item was sent. Then in our Excel sheet, then we have to make sure you have this. So you're going to go to the cell in your cell A1. Then you can create the date. You can create the date. So the name, so as provide full name, so that will be the name, email address as well as the phone. So that will capture name, email as well as the phone number. So those will be captured in these cell boxes. Then the date, time, as the time to which those that information was entered, then that's going to be captured under the date column, so that we know at what time, then who is the person, what is their email, and what is their phone number. So this is the one that we add this. Then we are going to return a successful message back to the website. So this we are going to return a message telling the user that, okay, you have captured your details. Now you can move on. So once you have actually filled, you have copied this code. So the next thing that you can do is to actually deploy. So in your just click the button deploy, then you can just use the new deployment button. So the new deployment button, for the description, you can use, let's say, a contact form. So this is a contact form. Then the web application, so execute it as you as the individual. So me as the, this is my email. Then who can access it? Anyone, or depending on whom you want to give access to. So I'll let anyone to actually access it, or anyone with the Google account, depending on who you want to access that. Then after that, you'll click on deploy. And once you deploy, this is the new deployment, and this is the URL that you need to copy. So you can copy this URL, and this is the URL that you're going to be using. So I'll just paste it here. So let me do away with this. I'll just paste this one here. So we'll come back to this URL later. Okay. So that is the initial configuration of the Google Sheets. So once you are done with that, then let's go to the code itself and see how we can now implement whatever we have covered using JavaScript. So I'm going to create a new file. I'm going to create a new file that will be script.js. Okay, so and then let's begin the process of so yesterday there's something that we did not that we need. Remember, after we have sent, or we have provided the details, we need to notify the user that we have successfully captured your details. Okay, so I think yesterday we did not add that. Functionality or something like. We didn't add that. So let me. So we can add that. So let's finish. It will be something like a pop-up. So let's now complete that. So the pop-up. So for the pop-up, I'll use the pop-up. And for the pop dot pop up. That one. Okay. So position. We'll use the fixed. So position fixed. Top. So top. For the top, you're going to use minus 80 pixels. Then we have the transform. The transform. For the form, we're going to use the translate on the y-axis. Then for the background color, you can use this one. Then color, reduce white. Then padding, I'm going to use 12 pixels. Then 20 pixels. Then the border radius 6 pixels. Radius, font size 14 pixels. Then a box shadow 0.4 pixels. And I'll use an RGB 0.5 0.5. Okay, then transition, we'll use top 0.4 seconds. Then the index, that one. Then show how we are going to display that. So it will be at the top. Pixels. Just to make sure everything is okay. Position fixed, top 80 pixels. Left, something I'm missing. 50%. The transform, background color. Okay. So this one will enable us to slides down into the view whenever the pop-up is being shown. And then this one will be, we are using this so that we're able to hide it above the screen. Okay. So this one will hide it above the screen, and this one will be for when you are showing it, it will be like a sliding window into the view. So that's the pop-up. Let's work on the JavaScript. The JavaScript const. So we'll have to use the URI here. So the script URL. This is the one that we need at the moment, so we can go back. I think this, copy this, just paste it there. So this is the URL that we copied from the Google Sheets. Once that is done, we can add, so const from documents. So this is the form that we are collecting. So form, and copy this, paste it again. I think I'll do 3 times. So this is the button. Button is the submit button. Okay, submit button. Then this one will be the message. So the message that we're going to display. So for the message, MSG. Then another one this is the pop-up. Pop-up, I will add pop-up. Okay. So we need to sort out the pop-up in our HTML. So we can just head back to our HTML. Then we need to fix it here, just after this div, closing div that closes the main container. So we're going to add another div. We're going to create another div here. Then this one, you're going to use an ID selector. So pop, the pop-up. Then I'll add another class. Class, we're going to call it pop-up. Then we're going to add the message. So I'll use a paragraph. And for the message, I'll say details. Successfully details submitted successfully. Okay, so then we are closing it with a div. Then we need to now include src to be scripts.js. Yep. So this one is used to now render our JavaScript. Okay. So the reason why as to why you're using the JavaScript below is that we want everything to our HTML to render as well as our CSS. So we want this to, even if our website fails, we want this to first render. Then this one will come later. So the functionalities will come later. But the main idea is everything to render first. Then we can just go back to our JavaScript and work this out. So form so we're going to add an event listener. So event listener. So when we submit, when we submit arrow function, when we submit this, so what happens? Okay, so prevent default. Okay, then auto disabled, true. Then put in HTML, so we'll display something like saving dot. Then message that we're going to display in HTML is be okay. Then we're going to fetch script URL. So this one here. So this one, the one you are going to pass in our, is the one that you're going to ensure that we are linking to the correct sheets. So our method will be post. Method will be post, and the body of the message will be the new form data. We pass in form. So we pass in, supposed to be form, not from. Need to pass in this form. This form, the sheet form. So this is the where is it? there's something this form, we need to have an ID here. This is the sheet form. Yeah, so we forgot this. So that whenever what we are going to capture here, the form data that you are passing inside this form, everything here. That's what I was missing. Okay, so that's the sheet form. So we are passing in that. Then we can use the then keyword. So what happens then? So then response, then it's an arrow function. We can msg in HTML. So what message are we going to tell the user? So we can tell them thank you, your details have been saved successfully. Okay, that is it. Then the message that we're going to display, let's style it a little bit. So style by the color, and we just want the message to be green, green success. Okay, then we can display the animation. So display the animation. Yeah, so the pop-up, now the pop-up comes in. So pop-up class list, and we pass in class list dot add. So we pass in the show. Okay, then we add another thing here. Hide the pop-up. So we're going to hide the pop-up, so it's not going to stay long on our screen. So we can set the timeout. Set timeout. Timeout pop-up. So pop-up list. So we can pass this dot remove. Then we need to pass the time. Okay. Then once we pass this, we need to reset the form. So form dot reset then button dot disabled now become false. So when we were entering our data, our button was disabled. So until we enter the data, that's when we can submit the details. Okay. And once we have submitted the details, we need to like reformat the button so that we are able to accept the next incoming data. So then button dot in HTML, yeah, we are going to do the submit. Okay. Maybe the details are fresh. Okay. So what if we have some errors? So catch error. So this is an error function. We can add. So say in HTML. So if there's an error, we need to error. Please try again. Please try again. Then we can add. We can style that message. So style. Provide a color. This one can be red. Color red. Danger. Okay, then and print this on the console. So error error message, error dot message. Okay, then we can also show error pop-up. Show error pop-up. So pop-up dot query selector. Pop dot query selector. So that is the P. So I think we label that one. We have paragraph. Okay. So query selector, inner text, error submitting details. Then pop dot style dot background color. Provide the type that we want. Yes, okay. Then pop up class list. Add, then display that. Then you can also set timeout. Timeout for this. So pop up class list. Remove repassing show, and pop up style background color. And I think we are going to use another one, another color that will be 2563 EB. Then pop up dot query selector, inner text, no, it's about inner text. Inner text. Yep. So for this one, we'll say that the details were submitted successfully. So details submitted successfully. Okay, then timeout for this. Timeout for this will be again 300 seconds. And once this is done, we need to disable the button dot so it becomes active. false. Then in HTML with details. Okay, I think that's it. You can just add this and this. Let's see if we'll use I'll use this one. Let's see if this one is going to work. Submit the details. Not getting. So let me see. Submit the details. Yeah, you can now see we are able to submit the details, and there's that small pop-up that is showing at the top. So and then once we go back, you'll see that you will see that it's, so here the message, thank you, your details are your details are saved. Then in the chat you can see we have the time, the name, email, and this is the phone number. Okay, don't know, try to just do away with this. Okay, let's try another. Let's try name. You can use another email. Okay, then we can use phone number, submit details. You can see there's this pop-up, though we're not able to see the color properly, but you can see there's that pop-up showing you that you're submitting the details. And when you're submitting the details, you can see this message being showing. So this one, saving. And when you go here, you'll see that this is the second data entry, email, phone number, and the time of that entry. Okay, so I think we have successfully built a contact form. We're able to build a contact form right from the scratch using the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then we use the JavaScript to actually induce the functionality to define what the contact form should be doing and where we are going to save that data. And we, at the moment, we just use the Google Sheets. In future cases, you might now need to link this to your database. Let's say MongoDB, Postgre, MySQL, depending on the type of database that you will be using. Okay, so that's it from me today. I think today was quite educative, considering that we are learning everything from scratch, which is the best way I decided, or I thought this would be the best way for me to actually learn a little bit of web dev, because relying mostly on the coding agents, LLMs to actually provide the code, which is okay. To me, that's okay. It speeds up your process of you as a dev. It speeds up that process, but at least it will be better if you are able to actually understand what you're doing, and then you can even 10x the speed, because you know exactly if there's any problem, any feature you want to introduce, you know exactly what feature, which function I'm going to iterate of, or where am I going to add this block of code and so on. So it will be easier if you actually understand what is happening below the hood. So that's it for me today. In the next we're going to, I'll think of another project, and then we're going to build that project again from scratch to end, from HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So that's it. Until next time, see you.